SMT Nation, we back. We're here to report a couple of things that I think are both kind of sort of negative. The second one, most definitely very negative. The first one, there's some good and bad in it. So let's actually start there. The article will be in the description. This is on Dish and Project Genesis. They're looking at an expansion in Q1. All right, so this would be the upcoming Q1 in January. Dish Network currently views Project Genesis 5G offering as a bit of a test of the company's new Open RAN network. According to Dish's Tom Cullen, I believe he's one of the top executives there, we're not quite where we want to be. That was his quote. In regards to the expansion of the 5G coverage map and the coverage area offering services, it's a little bit tougher than they thought it was going to be. Surprise, surprise. Well, well, well. Okay, so he said currently broadcasting 5G signal from 10,000 towers. They're adding 1,000 towers per month. And Dish continues to test voice over NR or voice over 5G. They expect to deploy new and improved software for the offering in the coming weeks. You also have to remember they're waiting for more entry level budget devices that can take advantage of things like voice over NR as well as all of their broadcasting cellular radio bands. Okay, so all those things are different hurdles. For the meantime, whenever you're not connected to a Dish native site, you're going to be connecting to T-Mobile or AT&T's network, and then in the case of like Project Genesis, it's going to be AT&T. If it's Boost Mobile, you're running on T-Mobile or AT&T, right? Depending on your SIM card. Anyways, they launched 120 cities back in June. They launched the beta testing at $30 per month, and they've got a few devices that they sell. I know they've got the Moto flagship. They've got the S22. I know they got the Nighthawk mobile hotspot and stuff like that. So some of the people that have reported on this, like The Verge, saying that it still feels beta after 3 months. Folks, I've been using it for almost a month and a half, maybe almost 2 months, and it does have its beta moments. I have to agree. The toughest part is the handoff between Dish native sites and the AT&T network. They've got to iron that out, and then of course stabilizing their native network connectivity. It's going to come down to just optimizing and building tower sites. All right. So those things have to be overcome. I know they've got to get an iPhone on the network. That is a must. They got to do BYOD. Hopefully they're ready for that soon. But in terms of the build, it looks like they are making progress. He says, I think we will be bringing disruptive pricing to the market. They're going to have to do that because you're going to have to convince people to pay for your service. And then they have to take that revenue and continue to build out because they need, what is it, like 70% of the nation's pops in terms of coverage by next year, summer, or something like that. They've got a lot to do, folks. Okay, so a bit of an update, but it's good to know that by Q1, and folks, that could be January, that could be March. I assume March, maybe even later. We might get an update in April or May. I swear it might happen. And I'm not down on Dish. I'm one of the most optimistic people on Dish, but we have seen them push back delays to different launch markets, to different pops of coverage. We've seen things that indicate that it's much harder than they probably thought it was, which is crazy to think. Like, how did you not know it was going to be harder than this? Look at what T-Mobile has gone through. Look at what Verizon and AT&T did for the last 20 or 30 years to get where they are today. You're not going to just do this overnight, and there's going to be growing pains and there's going to be troubles and there's going to be step backs, and it's just to be expected. So I'm not down on Dish at all. I'm still rooting for them. I'm still positive and optimistic. I just know to temper those expectations. The capital is hard to come by. The company is going through all these growing pains and road bumps and regressions and stuff. It happens. I mean, I'm officially a beta tester now. They're going to be sending me out another device. They're going to make me sign an NDA or agree to an NDA. And it's been a week since I spoke to the people there, and I still haven't received an email for the NDA nor the device. Right. So, and that was like a week ago. So these things are going to happen. It takes time. They probably have only a certain finite amount of staff and all these things. And I appreciate the effort these good people are putting into this. I just know how difficult and challenging it is. So they have my support. I'm optimistic. I'm still spending my money with them. I just know to be realistic. Let's go to the second story. T-Mobile report. This one is the bad one. T-Mobile stores are quickly losing the ability to service Sprint accounts. Well, another merger situation. The Uncarrier has been solely chopping off bits and pieces of Sprint since the merger completed in 2020. It began by migrating Sprint accounts to T-Mobile accounts automatically, even then started paying customers to switch to T-Mobile SIM cards. Now it's finally time to start eliminating Sprint systems altogether in T-Mobile stores. Truth be told, it's got to happen, right? This is the type of thing that just comes with a merger or an acquisition. I'm not sure what Sprint people were expecting. Were they expecting T-Mobile to be a nice guy about this? They consumed those customers. They consumed the business, the assets of Sprint. You have no rights to anything beyond the 3 years of the merger concessions. Now, if they violate the concessions, that's one thing. Or if they violate the promises and the rules and the guidelines of the agreement, that's one thing. But beyond the 3 years, folks, that's it. And I think that's kind of where we're going here. We're approaching that 3-year mark, so not much yet is promised moving forward. All right, so here's kind of like what they're seeing in terms of how to get people serviced. They're moving to a one set of systems. I don't know, it says Remo, whatever that is. One inventory, one set of promotions. They don't want to have to run two systems of operations to service two different types of customers. I can't blame them, right? It's no longer required for them to do so once they get to that 3-year mark, and that's it. Okay, Sprint customers, if they come into a store for help, this is where things get rough. Employees are to direct them to nearby stores within a 15-minute drive that are still able to service Sprint accounts. So you may be inconvenienced, folks. If you're a T-Mobile/Sprint customer, you may have to go out to a different store for service because only certain stores have the ability to access those systems. Additionally, the legacy Sprint holdouts, you're probably going to start to see certain features completely removed from the T-Mobile servicing systems. The Sprint stack removal is being removed, is going to happen. The approximate timeline is provided here, all right, of where this is going to start to happen. All right, I can see some of these. It says 1 week prior to RMS decommissioning. It's happening, folks. Warranty exchanges for the Sprint biller. Inventory for when you're trying to purchase a phone and get a deal on a phone, a lease or whatever. Wow. Okay, so all T-Mobile locations will have Sprint systems removed. This is expected to happen at some point in 2023, although no specific date is implied. You can bet your bottom dollar, folks, by April of 2023, not a single store within the T-Mobile network of retailers is going to be able to access any type of Sprint account, any type of Sprint biller, any type of Sprint account access. Everything's going to be migrated to T-Mobile by then, whether it was automated or manually pushed. You're probably only going to be able to get serviced online moving forward. So you're going to be dealing with chat support. You're going to be dealing with those types of sources. Yeah, they're going to completely eliminate that obstacle and that hurdle from the retail space. Just have those people worry about selling T-Mobile service, selling the T-Mobile plans, Magenta Max, T-Mobile Home Internet, all of those things. That is a wrap, folks. I really thought this was the end of everything. It looks like there's always something residual left over from whatever you want to call Sprint at the end of that term. Man, it was bad over there at the end, and it continues to be the gift that keeps on giving, or the headache that continues to give migraines. I do feel a little bit for the people that are Sprint customers, but guys, you knew this going into this. There was a merger. It's over. We're approaching 3 years in. It's it. They don't owe anybody anything. This was the terms, right? So you just have to be ready to pivot. If you're a free agent, you're a free agent. If you're sticking with T-Mobile, stick with T-Mobile. If you want to search MVNO, if you want to look into prepaid, if you want to do something else, big cable, Verizon, AT&T, whatever, there's stuff there. It's a competitive marketplace. T-Mobile will gladly compete for your business too. You're just gonna have to get up out of all that Sprint stuff. It's over. Salute to Sprint, 21 gun salute. It's over. Just throwing this out there. You guys get the update. And let me know if you're impacted by this and what you plan on doing. Obviously, you're probably not looking forward to it, but it is part of that. And then also the Dish news with Project Genesis delayed until Q1. Any market expansions or any network building. Your thoughts and opinions, welcome down below. You all the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Like, share, subscribe for more. Turn on the bell notification icon to never miss an upload. Links in the description for my Twitter, my Gmail for business inquiries, my Patreon page for more video content, exclusives, and early access to a lot of different videos. You can get those same perks and benefits by becoming a member. Hit that join button down there on the channel and get all those perks as well. Thanks for watching and supporting. See you on the next one. Peace.